Good afternoon. My name is Larry Hughes. I'm a retired captain, New York City Correction Department. I'm owner of the Hughes Institute for Security Training for the past 18 years, and I'm also the owner of LD Hughes and Associates Security Firm. The topic of this discussion will be concerning preparing for the fire guard license. Now, there are many types of fire guard license. So basically, I'm going to reflect on the ones that are required in the security field. Fire guards are required in certain places to reduce the threat of fires, like any place of public assembly, concert hall, any kind of special events, whether it's indoor or outdoor, hotels, motels, construction sites, film studios, boat yards, boats, marinas, and it's a whole slew of other places. Office buildings also require fire guards. Now, fire guards must know the locations of all protective devices, as well as the interior and exterior fire alarm post pieces. Now, buildings that are required, now, what confuses most people when they do the exam, and fairly intelligent people, what happens is that the fire department use the official name of these licenses and different devices. Now, the official name of a fire guard license is called a certificate of fitness. So a lot of people, when they take the exam, they see certificate of fitness. Sometimes they abbreviate it, COF. And they don't see fire guard, so they don't know what it means. So just bear in mind now that a certificate of fitness is the official name of the fire guard license. The official name of a fire guard is the certificate holder. So they might refer to the certificate holder as opposed the fire guard. So don't get confused. Let's start with the types of fires. There are basically 5 types of fires. So consequently, you have 5 types of fire extinguishers to use on each one of these fires. Because certain extinguishers cannot be used on certain fires because you can get injured. You can actually help spread the fire by using the wrong extinguisher. Now, we'll illustrate that in a minute. Now, okay, you have a class A, B, C, and D fire, and K. So you have a class A, B, C, and D fire extinguisher to use on those fires. Now, a class A fire extinguisher is used for regular combustibles, water, paper, trash, and plastics. A class B fire extinguisher is used for combustible or flammable liquids like gas, oil, and grease. Now, I'm not going to discuss the chemical components that are in each one of these extinguishers because you're not going to be tested on that. What you really need to know what each extinguisher, what type of fire is used for. Now, a perfect example is that water is in a class A fire extinguisher because it's for regular combustibles. Now, you certainly can't use water on a gas, and especially a grease fire. You see, because the water is going to help spread the fire. You need a smothering agent. Now, a class B fire extinguisher usually have some kind of foam or something, you know. Now, what my wife has done over the years, she always had a box of soap. Because, I mean, if you are a homemaker or a cook or whatever, you're going to get built up of grease in the oven or something like that. And sometimes it ignites. And the only way you're going to put that out with some sand or fire extinguisher with the smothering agent in it, or a box of plain old table soap. That would work. Now, okay, so now you know the 2 types of fire extinguishers, the 2 types of fire extinguishers, A and B, that you would use on an A and B fire. So let's go to the third one. The third one is for electrical fires. Class C fire extinguishers are used for electrical fire. Now, this should be relatively easy to remember because there's only one type of fire that you can use, fire extinguisher that you can use on a Class C fire extinguisher. On Class C fire. Because God forbid if you take a Class A fire extinguisher with water in there and try to use it on electrical fire, you might get the charge of your life. So we don't, so it's very important, it's critically important that you know certain things that a Class C fire extinguisher can never be, a Class A fire extinguisher can never be used on a Class C. Now, if you, I'm going to show you some shortcuts to passing this exam. Let's say, for example, if you know what a Class A fire extinguisher is used for, Class B is used for, and a Class C, then you use a little deductive reasoning. Class D, you got to know that, because you know the first three. So a Class D fire extinguisher is used for flammable or combustible or ignitable metals. Now, flammable, combustible, ignitable, they all synonyms. In other words, it's spelled differently, but basically they mean the same thing. That they're ignitable, they can cause a fire. Now, most metals don't burn, but you can heat them down at a high temperature. But you have some metals that are flammable and ignitable, like aluminum, titanium, and magnesium. Now, you're probably not going to come in contact with these unless you're working in an industrial plant or something like that, or maybe a chemical plant. But you need to know. Now, one of the things I want to emphasize, the exam is multiple choice. Don't beat your brains out trying to remember the full definition of these classes of fire extinguisher. Say, for example, if it's multiple choice, you have the questions on one side, the answers on the right side. So if you get a question asked, what type of extinguisher would I use on a Class A fire extinguisher? You would look in the answer column. If you see paper, trash, or plastics, right away you know it's Class A fire extinguisher. You don't have to remember all of it. Even if you forget paper and trash, just remember plastics. Then you're going to associate it with A. And then the rest is going to come back to you. Like, say, for example, if they ask a question, and they will ask these questions concerning the extinguisher. So it's best to remember them as soon as possible. Now, if you see gas in the answer column, which extinguisher would you associate that with? Which extinguisher? If you saw gas, or you saw grease, or oil, automatically you're going to associate with B. Class B fire extinguisher is used for gas, flammable liquids or ignitable liquids, gas, oil, and grease, right? And C, very easy to remember because there's only one type of fire that you could actually use Class C fire extinguisher on, and that's electrical. And D, let's go back to deductive reasoning. If you know the answer to the first three, then D can only be flammable metals, like aluminum, titanium, and magnesium. If you remember one of those, just aluminum, automatically you're going to associate it with D. You can't get it wrong that way. Now, basically, you have 5 answers on the test right there. Now, fire extinguishers are supposed to be checked daily, every day. Every day the fire guard's supposed to be check the fire extinguishers. On these fire extinguishers, there's a wrong gauge. A wrong gauge, and you're supposed to visually check these gauges. While you're making your patrols of the area and fire extinguishers are located, you must look at that wrong gauge and do a visual check every day. Now, if the arrow's on green, that means that this extinguisher is fully charged. If the arrow's on red, that means that the extinguisher is empty. Now, if it's empty, that's a violation. And the person you're supposed to report that to is the supervisor. It's critically important that you remember this name. The supervisor of fire guards in commercial buildings is called a fire safety director.
Oh, okay.
That's the supervisor of fire guards. You report that to the fire safety director. Now, fire extinguishers are supposed to be checked daily, once a day. You do a visual check. Now, by law, fire extinguishers are supposed to be inspected and maintained every 6 months, and a new tag is put on them.